Fowler.
Another interest rate rise. How much will my mortgage go up by? Why are grocery prices so expensive? I can't afford to pay my electricity bills. I'm never going to pay off my HECS debt, not with the 7.1% indexation. The cost of living is very real here in Western Sydney suburbs, in particular my Fowler electorate. You've just heard of some of the statements I have received from my constituents who are currently suffering from the cost of living crisis in different aspects of their lives. On March 13, 2024, I had the privilege of holding Bring Your Bill Day, giving constituents the opportunity to bring their bills and connect with government agencies and providers that could assist with the pressures of their bills. The event was scheduled for 4 p.m, and at 3 p.m, people were already lining up and waiting eagerly to get through the door. Over 2.5 hours, over 100 people rushed in with the hopes of getting any support for their bills. The stall holders were overwhelmed by the number of people who required help. Energy and Water Ombudsman New South Wales, or EWON for short, reportedly engaged with 50 people on the day, and the running theme was that majority of participants had high overdue balance on their electricity bill. Specifically, they were on the verge of disconnection as they were unable to afford to pay their bills. In some cases, EWON had arranged for payment plans for the constituents and seek waiver of pending disconnection on the spot. Most were given the option of hardship programs as a form of relief. Speaker, these constituents walked in very distressed and frustrated by their circumstances and walked out with relieving smiles. Why is the government not looking at policies to help cost of living that actually targets people who are struggling? Yes, I hear the government spruik their stage 3 tax cuts as their solution to address the cost of living, but is this addressing the root causes? It's just not working Australians who are struggling with their bills. A local constituent who owns a cafe in Wetherill Park shared that his electricity bill with AGL was usually around $7,316, but currently it's $11,000. For a business who already have numerous expenses to worry about, a $3,684 bill increase is a big slap in the face and understandably causing him stress to continue operating. The Australian Energy Regulator released a quarterly retail report for October-December 2023, which revealed that the average hardship debt for electricity is $1,692. This is despite the wholesale electricity prices dropping, largely driven by more renewable energy being in the system. Why isn't the decrease being passed on to households? While there have been talks about further electricity costs going down in the next few months, my constituents have been telling me a different story. While industry is quick to pass on to consumer the price increase if costs go up, yet we are giving people this elusive dream that somehow electricity costs will eventually go down. I can tell you it's not. Back to my Bring Your Bill Day event. While it was a focus on helping constituents relieve the stress of bills, we had constituents come in with their children asking if we were handing out free food. That, for me, was heartbreaking. My electorate office had often referred people to food relief services. Our local schools have also advised that they have seen an unprecedented need to provide welfare support to families who require access to food relief services and energy relief programs. Students going to school should not have to feel stressed about the basic needs of food. Whilst I can appreciate that this is within the hands of state government, we as the federal government must take action to alleviate the stresses of the cost of living crisis. Can the government implement policies to drive down the cost of food? As the voice of one of the most disadvantaged electorates in Western Sydney, in Fowler, I can tell the government firsthand that the struggle is very real in my community. Our Bring Your Day bill highlighted how badly our community is struggling with the cost of living crisis. Our average wages are one of the lowest in the country, but the cost of staying afloat is not parallel to our reality. Paying your bills may seem like an easy task for many in this House. However, I ask the government to step into the shoes of families earning minimum wage and spreading their money thin across basic needs and see how tough they are doing. We must focus on delivering policies that go to the core of the cost of living crisis so that people are not working to their death to try and pay their bills. Businesses are not shutting down because operations are not feasible, and children not going to school potentially hungry as their families cannot keep up with their rising grocery costs. Thank you, Deputy Speaker.